All right, let's take a look at the Churchill Crocodile. Do a little featurette on it. Um, First of all, if we take a closer look, we can see
Tank 6 ready for your message.
that in the game it's a 75 millimeter gun. It's got a machine gun, but of course it's got its flamethrower nozzle with a 500 game unit tank. In real life, apparently it was a 400-gallon tank. And it does come with a high explosive shells and armor penetrating, so it's able to function as a regular tank with a 75 mil gun. It has a crew of 5, can move at 13 speed, not that fast. If we look at the full card, it says the gun range is 190 meters, penetration of between 95 and 56 millimeters depending, muzzle velocity rather slow, accuracy medium, so kind of a medium accurate kind of normal gun, nothing special about the gun. Frontal armor of 152, which is good armor. So I would say its strength is that it has 3 different types of weapons, and the flamethrower being number 1. Weakness, it's slow, and the gun isn't that fast or strong. So, taking a closer look, if we look at history, apparently this thing could actually shoot up to 150 yards effective, and in real life that's quite a distance. If we zoom out, I don't know what 150 yards would look like, but we can just take a shot here and see how far it shoots out in the game. If we go in direct control, we have the nozzle turned up in the air. We can fire, and you can see the nozzle. If we look closer here, I can just get my camera zoomed in correct. As I move the nozzle in direct control, you can see how far the nozzle turns up. So it can spray quite high up and has a turning of maybe 30 degrees from left to right. So, but the nozzle is built into the chassis of the tank. So if you want to aim the fire nozzle, you have to actually move the tank, rotate the tank, opposed to the turret itself, which if we go back to the main gun. Now the main gun can rotate, and also the machine gun rotates. You can see here the machine gun rotates with the turret. So as far as flaming, you have to rotate the entire chassis of the tank, but it does have that 30-degree approximately. It can rotate its nozzle, and it can fire quite high up. Let's take a shot. First we got to go back to the flame nozzle. All right. Now apparently in real life, as I'm going to fire, and it kind of flicks up the flame, so you can flick it up. So in game, if I zoom out, you have a long distance, which would be fairly accurate to real life. The reports are from history that it could fire up to 150 yards. It was most effective at around 120 to 80 yards. Again, its fuel tank, which was, it's not in the game as far as I know, but it had something called a Bowser, which is a little trailer that was towed behind it. And that little Bowser trailer had up to 400 gallons of this sticky kind of napalmish fuel mixture, and which was pumped under pressure into the tank, down below, underneath the tank, and then popped up in front of the tank and out this nozzle here, pressurized. And the way it was ignited was with a little secondary nozzle that used the tank's own fuel to ignite this flame, the main flame. So that's all interesting. And it was very effective in warfare, apparently, from reports. Very effective as a front leading tank. This flame, sometimes they shot the flame as a warning, as a wet, without igniting it. So they turned off the igniter and would shoot just the fuel liquid. You can't do it in game, but apparently in history what they did is to warn people in bunkers or whatever, instead of just directly burning them, they would shoot the wet fuel in. And if that didn't make them surrender, nothing would. So in most cases, apparently, just shooting the fuel into the bunker without the, flaming it up was enough for the enemy to surrender or run. So I thought that was interesting. And it was very accurate. The main gun being nothing so special, but the actual fuel nozzle jet was very accurate according to history. They were usually able to fire it right into a bunker slit into the concrete after they would maybe shoot one shot and miss, and then the second shot would go right into the little concrete bunker slits, and they were able to hit bunkers very accurately. So in the game, if we get the tank moving, we can see that it is slow, and it was slow in real life. But that flaming nozzle is able to do quite the job on the battlefield, as you can imagine, and then quickly going to your main gun to take a shot. So apparently on the battlefield also, they would go into battle as kind of the forward leading tanks, and they would fire their main gun, machine gun, and the nozzle would all be, they'd be using all three weapons at one time. So then they'd switch to the nozzle and fire it up, and the machine gun would be going off. So you can imagine this on the battlefield as being very effective. So that's the little featurette on the Crocodile, the Churchill Crocodile. If you want to see more of this in action, I have already made 2 videos where it's featured and quite successful. The first one was Battle for the Farm, the Farmhouse 1 and 2, I believe, or 3 and 4. So Battle for the Farm 3 and 4, you can see this quite effective in battle. Take a look at those videos. So that's the video today. Hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up if you liked it, and stay tuned for some more videos.